Okay. Hello. 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 Hi. Hi.
We are new television. I'm an old man, but new television.
New television. Yes. Wonderful. Now I'm excited to be doing this.
Yes.
This is your book?
Yes. This is a compilation of my live interview during the war between me and principal players. You know, with Karadzic, Izetbegovic, Mladic. Compilation between, no, like breaking news.
This is great.
And if you want, side is on Bosnian, one on English.
Yeah, just like
if
the
you
film.
have time to. Angelina, dobro došla u Sarajevo i pošto brzo idete i sretan put iz Sarajeva.
Yes, but I'll be back.
When? Kada?
In the next few months, I'll be in England shooting a film for many months, so I'll be nearby and be able to come often.
Kakav je prvi osjećaj nakon prospavane noći ovdje u Sarajevu, nakon premijere?
It was one of the greatest nights of my life. I made this film for this reason. Of course, I wanted to educate the world and bring up these issues internationally, but at its core, the people whose opinion mean most to me are the people who lived through this war and this country. And so last night I was nervous. I was hoping that they would receive it well, but I was nervous. And so when they did, it means everything.
Ja sam gledao sve klipove na YouTube-u i vidio sam da ste zamalo zaplakali na dodjeli Oscara, ali da niste zaplakali. Vidio sam da vas je rasplakao Bob Simon u intervju na CBS-u i vidio sam vas da sinoć plačete u Sarajevu. Suštinski zaplakali ste dva puta javno, jednom zbog majke vaše, jednom zbog Sarajeva, Bosne i ovih naroda ovdje.
Well, I think that says a lot about how much I hope people know it's how deeply I feel for this country.
Da li vas recimo rasplače nekada Brad Pitt?
No, but he was very moved last night as well. He was very moved.
To vas pitam zato što je on ipak jedan, kao muškarac govorim, jedan nevjerovatan čovjek koji je u svih ovih mjeseci vrlo svjesno u vašoj sjeni. On je baš vaša podrška vama, stoji za vas, jedna takva veličina, takva svjetska zvijezda, mega zvijezda, superstar koji podržava svoju suprugu. Za mene je to jedna vrlo specifična lekcija, nešto što nije uobičajeno na Balkanu pogotovo, ali nije baš specifično ni za svijet. Takva podrška supruga, supruzi je nešto baš veliko.
It absolutely is a great thing, and I hope I support him equally. We believe very much in support each other's work. He doesn't support me because he has to. He supports me because he knows how hard I work on these issues, and he supports this film because he met the cast, he was there for the film, he's been to Sarajevo, and his heart is also in this film, and he wants it to go well, and so he believes in this project, and I believe that's why, especially on this project, he has been extremely supportive.
Dakle, vi ste očigledno veoma emotivna osoba. Kako takva osoba, puna emocije, doživljava unutra? Baš vas molim da budete iskreni u tom odgovoru. Kako ta osoba doživljava ove naše balkanske reakcije na film? I pozitivne i negativne.
Well, I can be equally hurt by people who don't give the film a chance or who judge it in a way that I feel sad that is their response. But I can also equally be angry at people who want to deny what happened in history. And so as much as I can cry easy, I can also be moved into action against injustice very strongly. And I think that the reaction to the film in the region we were speaking about this with the international press, with the press people and the local press. So we had a round table, and how symbolic the reaction is of what are the perceptions of each other, how the people are feeling, what information people are being told, how they're being told to view things, what they're being told of history, what they're not being told of history, and I think it's very and it brings some things to light. It brings these extreme views to light. It also brings to light the hope of many wonderful people to listen to each other and be open-minded, and I think that is what the people from Republic of Srpska, the people from Bosnia, the people from Serbia, all have in common, and what I learned through the cast.
Ovo je sigurna činjenica, što ću vam sada kazati. Nikada niko nije morao da toliko i toliko puta objašnjava svoj film, scenariju svog filma, režiju svog filma, motive svog filma kao vi. Vi ste nekako prinuđeni da to objašnjavate toliko puta. Da li vam je to naporno? Da li ste svjesni toga koliko vi uporno, evo koliko tu intervjua, koliko dana objašnjavate šta hoćete sa filmom? Nikada to niko toliko puta nije uradio.
It's true. I have, it has been a lot, but I feel that I've kind of joined with many voices who are trying to explain these issues. So when I feel that I have to explain the film to the world or explain the film locally, I feel that I am joining with the many people who are from this part of the world, who want the world to understand. I feel like I'm joining in the voices of the people who are who themselves are being told what to say, what not to say. The right. So there's a challenge of the way things are allowed to be spoken about in this region, and so the challenge I face is what I feel a lot of the people face every day. It's not easy just to be able to speak from your heart and move it into, as even Dennis said last night, almost anything touching history becomes political immediately. And so I understand that, but I also know that I'm joining the many people who are who of course get frustrated because you come from a place of love, you come from a place of wanting to have dialogue, and then you feel this resistance. But that is very true too, I think, again, what many people are facing, and I'm happy to join in the voice.
Sigurno ste se uvjerili da su balkanski narodi, svi, to vam ja mogu i svjedočiti, dobri narodi, normalni narodi, ali da imaju tu nesreću da im političke elite, lideri nisu dobri, i jednu nesreću više da su mediji više priklonjeni političarima nego li su narodu. Ta mješavina politike i medija, to je nešto što ovdje na Balkanu ne valja, i mislim da i vi možete to da posvjedočite.
Yes, I have experienced that. But as I say, I think there's this wonderful movement, maybe because also there's internet and there's people that are willing to kind of, I feel like the people of these countries are conscious of what to be wary of, you know. Some people maybe not, some people listen blindly to anything told to them by a politician and anything told to them by a headline, but most people, I think, because they've been living in this region, I think actually quite the opposite of the region. Some people, you know, in America too, we get headlines, we get governments telling us things, and we don't know what to trust, what not to trust. I think here, because there's been so much of this for so long, people instinctually want to learn the truth. They want to speak out. They want to learn from each other, and so there's a lot of goodwill and good information and openness that I think is rising up because of all of this. And I think if we support these efforts and work with these people, and especially the youth have this power because of the internet and because of the way they can communicate, they can find the truth for themselves. They can research for themselves, and they can communicate with each other in a way that is more powerful than the politicians.
Ja sam bio svo vrijeme rata u Sarajevu, izvještavao sam. Nakon rata moram da govorim o tim temama, ne bih, ali moram da govorim, nisam jedini. I znam da je to veoma je mučno, veoma je teško ponovo to sve preživljavati, proživljavati. Ali ću vas da pitam, kako je vama bilo, koliko teško, koliko mučno, koliko šokantno kada ste u jednom relativno kratkom periodu morali da pročitate i da gledate veliki broj svjedočanstava žrtava rata. Mislim, taj vaš izbor da uđete u živote tih ljudi, u psihu žrtve, to je jedna veoma teška odluka u životu. Kako ste vi to, pretpostavljam kao emotivna osoba, uopšte preživjeli? Takvu količinu spoznaje takve tragedije?
Well, it was very upsetting. It was very upsetting, and even more so because the international community failed the people of Bosnia during this time, and to be a part of the international community and to know, to feel this this guilt and responsibility. But I feel that when you're moved emotionally and you read these things, you see these things, and I was really shocked. What I was most shocked by was how much. When I first started to research, I thought maybe the world didn't know, or what did they know, what didn't they know. When I did my research and I realized the world knew. The pictures were out, the reports were out, the world knew. And that made me very upset. That was shocking. That in the 90s, when I was running around as a teenager, when we'd already learned our lessons from the past and said never again, it was happening, and they let it happen. And when I saw the scope of what had happened, I was sickened. And so the only way I could deal with that as an emotional person was to do something about it. You know, if I learned all of this and didn't make this movie, then I would just be living with it, and it might make me just physically ill to think that this happens in the world. But because I was able to then speak up and remind people and express my frustrations with the international community, express my anger through this film, then I was able to sleep at night, because I felt at least I was able to give a voice to people that didn't have a voice enough at that time.
Ne znam da li znate, za vrijeme rata i poslije rata sve kritike koje su od Bosanaca išle prema međunarodnoj zajednici uglavnom su išle prema evropskim zemljama. I za svo to vrijeme jedina nada Bosancima, kada kažem Bosancima mislim na Bošnjake, Srbe, Hrvate, građane, ljude iz miješanih brakova, dakle pravim Bosancima, jedina nada je uvijek bila Amerika. Clinton nam je bio nada. U miru nam je Obama nada. Amerika je uvijek ostala neupitna kao nada. Ako tu nadu izgubimo, ja ne znam šta možemo da očekujemo kao neku pomoć ovozemaljsku. Vi ste u pripremi filma razgovarali sa predsjednikom Clintonom. Nakon što je film bio završen, razgovarali ste sa predsjednikom Obamom. Možete da nam kažete o čemu ste razgovarali s njima? Šta je taj njihov uklon, odnos prema Bosni i Hercegovini? Clintonov, koju manje više znamo, ali od predsjednika Obame. Šta misli o nama? Koliko smo Americi na dnevnom redu? Gdje smo? Šta smo u američkim planovima i interesima?
Well, I was very, they asked for the meeting. So I think that says a lot, and they wanted to meet with Zana.
Yeah.
They spoke about, I didn't have to tell them that they needed to focus on Bosnia. They were telling me that they were happy about the film and that they wanted to be more involved and work together on ways to help. We didn't overly discuss politics. We've stayed on the humanitarian grounds of what needed to be done culturally, what needed to be done economically, and just this idea of bringing Bosnia just really into the discussion, in the forefront of the discussion. So they were saying they were happy to have a project that helped them, because of course America is led by the people. So when the people are moved, it helps the government have the will of the people behind them to continue to do more. So they had intended to. They're working on it. There are people in the government that are very committed, but hopefully we'll continue to work with them to be able to connect them with the local people here that I'd met and talk about which programs and why and what the country needs, so the people themselves are speaking up about what they want and their future, and that's really, I think, very, very important. But I've also when I met with people in Germany as well, and we've been asked to go to meet at Downing Street in England, and they've seen the film and they want to speak about it. And I think, you know, our goal is to go around the world and speak about it, and have people and governments remain focused. But what we're finding is that also, you say America has been supportive, but Europe, I think, feels this. They are understanding. I feel that they've said to me on many occasions, "This is Europe, you know. This is not somewhere else. This is Europe. This is our neighbor." And so they recognize, not just from a humanitarian point of view, but they recognize from an intelligent political, practical point of view, you want to strengthen your neighbors. You know that you must do that. And I hope that they continue to express that to their people, that it's in everybody's best interest to strengthen all of Europe. And all of Europe must come together.
Nikom o tome niste govorili ova 2 dana, mislim da vas niko nije pitao, ali ja to znam. I mimo filma vi ste u Berlinu napravili jednu aukciju, jedan pokušaj da pomognete i na jedan drugi način Bosni i Hercegovini prikupljanju sredstava, novaca za Bosnu i Hercegovinu, i informacija više da pokušavate da pomognete našim spomenicima nacionalnim, odnosno našim muzejima ovdje u Sarajevu, u Bosni i Hercegovini, čuli ste za probleme Zemaljskog muzeja i tako dalje. Otkud vam snaga za sve to? I zašto mi i u tom smislu? Stalno je pitanje zašto mi.
Well, understand that, you know, in my life, I don't, it's meeting people that have survived war that has given me strength in life. I've been inspired by them. I've learned to be a better mother, a better person. So it is me that thanks all of you. I don't come with strength. I receive strength from all of the people who survive. And so with that, I'm so happy to be joining with all of you to be able to do the right thing by this country. And when I went to Germany, we met with the foreign minister who stepped forward with $1 million donation to UNHCR for building housing in Bosnia for people who are displaced, and it's wonderful. And they're also working on a library, and they have Cinema for Peace has a library here, and they're trying to do an online library to connect. So for history, there is a good, solid library of accurate information. I think these things are wonderful, and this came easily from this country. This country wanted to do it, and so I think we just are there to give that extra push. But it's not impossible. People want to help Bosnia.
Angelina, vi ste veliki umjetnik, veliki humanista, ambasador dobre volje UN-a, majka, supruga, velika osoba, očigledno emotivna osoba, velika persona. I imate tu, da li je to sreća ili nesreća, ne znam, da putujete po svijetu i vidite sva zla i sve tragedije ovog svijeta kao ambasador UN-a i kao osoba koju to zanima. Sve što je užas na ovom svijetu vi vidite. Što je po vama najveće zlo, najveća tragedija na planeti?
Well, I think there is still the way people in general just view each other. I think it's because there's so many horrors, right? There's rape, trafficking, violence, abuse, violence against children, women, lack of education, all of these things. And all of these things, to me, come under the same thing, which is that somehow people are not able to look across a room and see, if they see an injustice, there aren't enough people that step forward. And they're also able to say, well, that's happening somewhere else. It's what they did to Bosnia, and it's what they're doing to parts of Africa and Syria. They say, that's not my problem. that's somewhere else. And we have to get past that. And we have to understand that we all benefit from the strengthening and caring for and supporting each other. And this idea that, isolationist mentality is, I think, one of the most dangerous. We have to, but of course that stems to all of these other things, to giving people an understanding of their basic rights, to having proper legal practices in place so people who commit crimes are held accountable, so people who have the right to an education know they have that right, and then they can fight for it. For women, so they know what their rights are and they fight for them. But it's just a mindset. I think the world is so, and people, especially with the economic crisis, people are so focused on what they don't have and they're worried about themselves. They're not as open to be worrying about their neighbor and their neighbor's family and children, and so we all have to kind of look outside ourselves more.
I za kraj, kazali ste da vjerovatno više nećete snimati filmove kao režiser, a ja bih vas zamolio, koliko to znači, da ne prestanete da režirate filmove. Zašto biste prestali da režirate filmove? Zašto ne biste snimali još filmova? Zašto da to ostane na jednom pokušaju, na jednom filmu koji je u stvari ljubavna priča, samo ljubavna priča u nekim nevjerovatnim okolnostima? Nastavite da režirate.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I will certainly, if I am compelled as much as I was compelled and as moved as much as I was moved by Bosnia and by this conflict and this history, then I will direct again. But at the moment, nothing has moved me as much, and so it has to be from that I make a film. And right now, I'm so happy that I made this film, and I'm so happy to be here with it.
Za kraj ću vam bosanski završiti prijateljski, jer vi ste prijatelji Sarajeva, Bosne i Hercegovine, svih ovih naroda, pa i nas naravno. Da vam kažem, vi morate samo naprijed da idete. Nemojte ništa ići nazad. Vi ste humanista, majka, velika osoba, persona i sva sloboda ovog svijeta je vaša. Samo naprijed.
Thank you.
Hvala puno.
Hvala.
Hvala. It's okay?
Wonderful, wonderful, yes. We'll do it again next time we have a project here.
Thank you for taking this.
I look forward to reading it.
And I need to congratulate you for the movie. I see the movie. And I also survived the war. And I think that it's a true story.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again.
Your energy is...
I'm so happy to be here. This is a wonderful. And bye.